We've all been there. You're standing in a museum, staring at a painting, and all you can think is, I don't get it. To me, knowing the story behind an artwork is a huge part of knowing how to look at it. I'm Amanda, the host of the Art of History podcast, where we view history through the lens of some really great works of art. Each episode, we dive deep into the bigger picture behind some familiar and maybe not so familiar pieces. Check out Art of History now wherever you get your podcasts.
Culture Kids, welcome to our show. We are a family podcast dedicated to empowering a generation of kind and empathetic creators and citizens of the world. Join us today as we hop on the culture train and visit my hometown, South Korea.
Hello. My name is Asher and I'm your host along with my mom, Kristen.
Before we start on our episode, we want to say a big thank you to Betty, Manny, and Jago from Minneapolis. They said, my sons, Manny and Jago, are absolutely hooked on your podcasts. Whether we're headed to school or on a road trip, your episodes are our go-to entertainment. Manny can't get enough of the Pokemon episodes, while Jago's favorite is the Halloween episode. As parents, my husband and I adore your food-themed episodes. They've inspired our kids to explore new culinary delights like sushi, sparking delightful family food adventures. Thank you for creating such engaging and inspiring content. Thank you so much to our friends in Minneapolis.
I love the Pokemon episode and Halloween episode too. We love you and we hope you like this one too.
And please don't forget to leave a 5-star rating on Apple and we will give you a special shout out. And as always, please tell everyone you love about Culture Kids.
Thank you.
And we want to say a big happy birthday to Sophia Chin in New York City. Sophia is turning 7 years old and she wants to travel to Paris someday.
Happy birthday.
Well, let's hurry up and catch your culture train because we're taking you to my hometown, South Korea.
All aboard!
Welcome to South Korea. Experience the lively streets of Seoul, explore ancient palaces at Gyeongbokgung, and venture beyond to discover Jeju Island's volcanic landscapes. We also have beautiful beaches, scenic mountains of Soraksan, and of course, good food, pop culture, and much more.
Korea is a peninsula located in East Asia. And the peninsula is one that's surrounded by water on 3 sides, but it's still connected to land on 1 side.
Yep, North Korea is in the northern part of the peninsula, while South Korea is in the southern part. Both countries have diverse landscapes, including mountains, plains, and coastlines. And I am from South Korea, specifically the city of Seoul.
People like living on peninsulas because they have the sea and traveling by boat. They also have mountains and some have forests.
Today, we're going to focus on a dish that I love making.
They are rolls, but they are not sushi.
Yep, it's shaped like a cylinder and it is wrapped in dried seaweed.
It's healthy and nutritious and delicious and symbolizes community and outdoor picnics in Korean culture.
Asher, would you like to introduce the name of the dish?
Kimbap!
So kimbap is a Korean dish made from cooked rice and various other ingredients, such as vegetables, eggs, and meat or fish, rolled in dried seaweed sheets and sliced into bite-sized pieces.
They look like circles and the outside is black from the seaweed. But inside of the circle is very colorful because of the vegetable like carrots, spinach, and beef.
Wow. Yeah, it's often compared to sushi rolls, but they are not the same thing.
Yeah, it's very different from sushi.
That's right. The only similarity between sushi rolls and kimbap is the shape and that there is rice and seaweed in the ingredients.
It's just called kimbap. One main difference is sushi rice is seasoned with sugar, salt, and vinegar.
Oh yeah.
But kimbap rice is seasoned with sesame oil and salt.
Yes, and while sushi focuses on raw or cooked fish, traditional kimbap uses spinach, beef, carrots, pickled radish, and more.
Beep, 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 beep.
And kim means seaweed and bap means rice in Korean.
Now you know some Korean.
Yup, kim, seaweed, and pap, rice. Kimbap. We'll talk about how it's made a little later, but I love talking about kimbap because for a lot of Koreans, we think of kimbap almost as an act of love. It is a common dish that grown-ups in your family will make if you're going on a field trip or you have a special event at school.
But Mommy says it's a lot of work because there are so many ingredients.
Yeah, Koreans like to make sure that kimbap is always fresh when you eat it. So it requires grown-ups to wake up really early in the morning to prepare all the ingredients and roll them up.
I guess that's why it's an act of love.
It really is, not to mention that it's very nutritious. So this is a very common food that kids eat, especially when they're in a hurry, because they're bite-sized and you don't need a spoon or a fork to eat it.
Like colorful, yummy tires. It's kind of like sandwiches, but they're round and it's wrapped with seaweed and rice.
That's a good comparison. It is sort of like sandwiches because they're easy to eat and very easy to pack for a nice picnic outside.
And it has a lot of ingredients inside.
Yes, the meat fillings, traditionally beef, are always thoroughly cooked, allowing them to maintain their quality at room temperature for a few hours.
Cool.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
So let's learn about how kimbap was invented.
Well, as always, with a lot of things in history, people are not sure exactly how it was invented, but there are some ideas. One idea is that it started with the seaweed and rice wraps from the Joseon era, which lasted from 1392 to 1897.
Back when there were kings and queens in Korea, Your Majesty.
Fascinating.
Yes, a very long time ago. So back then, they put rice and different things inside seaweed, which was easy to find near the sea.
Oh yeah, because Korea is a peninsula, so there is water surrounding it.
Yep, as time passed, they tried adding more stuff like veggies and meat. By the end of that time, kimbap was super popular because it was tasty, easy to carry, and you could put lots of different things in it. And other historians suggest that it originated from Japanese futomaki, a thick sushi roll with various fillings.
So I guess there are different ideas, but no matter how it was invented, kimbap is a traditional Korean dish that is important to the culture.
Exactly. The dish holds a special place in Korean culture as a beloved comfort food that evokes feelings of nostalgia, love, and togetherness. Whether prepared at home or enjoyed at gatherings, its wholesome ingredients and the act of sharing and making it together fosters a sense of community and connection among friends and family.
Yay! Let's learn about how to make kimbap.
So to make kimbap before preparing ingredients, as my mom always used to say, think about making it as colorful as possible.
Wow, you're beautiful.
But some of the main ingredients include spinach, which is
Green!
eggs, which is
Yellow!
carrots, which is
Orange!
pickled radish, which is
Pink!
actually in Korea, they're yellow.
Colors of the rainbow!
So yes, these are some of the vegetables that makes kimbap very colorful. But nowadays, people like to get creative and add things like kimchi, tuna, and more. So the first step is to season the rice.
If you want.
My mom always usually skips this part to reduce our salt intake, but you can add some salt or even sugar and some sesame seed oil.
Then you prepare the ingredients.
You cut and cook the veggies like carrots and season them with salt and oil. Carrots are diced thinly, almost like matchsticks, and spinach is blanched, which means it was dipped in hot water just for a few seconds.
Yes, basically the spinach is taking a warm bath. Yippee!
Kinda, yeah. A very quick warm bath. Then the ground beef is cooked with the staple Korean cooking sauces, which include soy sauce, garlic, sesame seed oil, and sometimes sugar.
Yum, 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 yum.
Those are commonly used in all Korean cooking.
Yep, lots of dishes that come from Korea rely on those main ingredients. Lastly, the eggs and pickled radish are cut into long, thin strips.
Like a skinny log. A wooden log, but really thin and skinny.
Shiver me timbers.
Yeah, that's a great way to describe it. And next is the fun part. You use a bamboo rolling mat to lay down the sheet of kim, which is dried seaweed.
Yes, it's a big square piece of paper. You also add sesame seed oil on the kim so it will roll easily.
Yep, and then you add a thin layer of rice on top of the sheet, and each ingredient is placed horizontally, like a straight line, on top of the bed of rice.
Then you roll it up into a cylinder and use a sharp knife to cut them into thin little strips.
Asher tried rolling these before, and I will say it takes a bit of practice to get it right.
Yeah, it was still fun.
And to practice making these with your grown-ups without using real cooking ingredients, you can try using a square piece of black construction paper as kim, or dry seaweed, cotton balls as rice, and long strips of paper for the ingredients.
Oh yeah, we did this at school. This was so fun. So where can people buy kimbap?
Well, my mom always says that the best way to eat it is to make it at home. But if that's not possible, we always buy them at Korean grocery stores pre-made or at a kimbap store. There aren't that many kimbap stores here in America, but in Korea, of course, they're everywhere. And to our Culture Kids family, have you tried kimbap? If not, what do you think it might taste like? What kind of vegetables would you want to put in it to make it look as colorful as possible? Ask your grown-ups to find some photos of Korean kimbap and try making one yourself using black construction paper as kim, cotton balls as rice, and add the colorful strips as veggies. We invite you to explore more about South Korea by diving into books about this fascinating country from your local library or even listening to some cool K-pop music. Whatever you're curious about, keep exploring and stay curious because great adventures are always waiting for you. And as always, here at Culture Kids, you and your family are welcomed, included, and celebrated for exactly who you are. Okay, Asher, we have some new music today. You go first.
What did the dog say when it sat on sandpaper?
What did it say?
Rough. Get it? Rough? Like the sandpaper is rough, but like dogs. Rough.
And yes, sandpaper is rough. My turn.
Your turn.
How do bees go to school?
How?
A school buzz.
I get it, like bees buzz, but bus, school buzz. I get it.
Exactly. Well, thanks for joining us today. We have a lot of wonderful collaborations coming up with guests from all over the world as we learn about Hindu weddings, languages, and so much more. Hit subscribe so don't miss out. And if you love our episodes and want to support our work, please go to culturekidsmedia.com and click on support. Your contributions mean so much to us. Thank you and see you next week.